not a cleaning cassette. Hi there. My name's Pete, and this is my my boat project. This is the 1985 Sea Swirl Tempo 17 that I had just pulled the back-to-back seats out of because they were really in bad shape, and I found a bad floor underneath it. That's actually a piece of the floor, and I wanted to submit this to the kind of boat engineering public to see if I can get some advice. I ran into a problem, and I don't really know, well, let's face it, I don't know what I'm doing. So I pulled as you can see, I pulled my seats out. I pulled half of my floor up, and that foam, everything under there was dry. My stringers seemed to be okay. They, as far as I could tell, when I hit them with something metallic, they sound okay. I mean, I'm just tapping along the I was just tapping along that stringer right there. So I don't think my stringers are bad, but I do have a question and I have a problem. When I was cutting out this floor, as you can see, I only got about as far back as here. I'm gonna have to get in with a Dremel there and get that. I found something weird. I'm trying to situate myself here. Sandwiched in here, alongside the stringer, was a piece of plywood, and it went all the way down to the floor. And this is the condition of the plywood. So as you can see, it got a little damp. So this was a piece of plywood that goes all the way down to the floor, alongside this stringer. And I don't know what its purpose is. I don't understand something here, and this is what's called a Stringer 400 drive engine combination. It's a 4-cylinder, 140 horse OMC that was running fine. I was even pulling skiers last year. Didn't even have a problem with that. But as far as I know, that all the forces generated at the prop, all the forces generated by this engine, are transmitted to these mounts. The mounts here, let me see if I can, right there where this part of the engine is mounted to the frame, and up here, and same thing on the other side. And it transmits its power directly to the stringers, which is why they call it a stringer. In other words, it doesn't transmit any power through the transom like a Mercruiser would. It goes right to the stringers. So maybe if I come over here, give you a better idea. This is the way it looked originally. See the floor, and you can see the fiberglass wraps around, and then you have these blocks here that the engine is mounted to, and another similar block back there. I don't know if I'm getting it, if you can see that, but it's just a block, just like this, that the engine mounts were mounted to, and apparently these blocks were just pieces of wood that were attached to a piece of plywood, and all that was laminated to the stringer. And that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That doesn't seem like it's very strong. It does make sense to me that the engine should be mounted directly to the stringers to transmit the energy to the frame of the boat. This doesn't seem like it would even hold, but it obviously has been for 25 some odd years. Anyway, so back to here. If that piece of plywood is rotten, the plywood that was running alongside the stringer was rotten, it doesn't seem to me there'd be a whole lot holding this thing together, except maybe the fiberglass. Now, I did, to get this wood out of this area, I just stuck a screwdriver in there and dug it out. The wood, there's no like lag screws or something that screwed this block to the stringer. It's just laminated wood, and in fact the stringer is fiberglass all the way around. And I don't know, I don't understand why how that can even work. And I'm not exactly sure what I can do about it. I believe I'm looking at pulling the engine and changing out those blocks for some blocks that aren't rotten. I drilled a couple holes in this front one, and this is pretty soft in here. That's all pretty soft, and that back one is probably completely trashed. So anyway, I just wanted to get your opinion on this piece of plywood that was in there, not even really physically attached to the stringer at all, except by the fiberglass that was wrapped around it. And that fiberglass was wrapped around the floor. So in actuality, this engine wasn't, except for the fiberglass, wasn't even connected to the stringer. I just don't understand how that can work. Anyway, if you guys could advise me on this, I would appreciate it. Thanks.